Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Pharmacy Tech Love. This is where you're learning everything that you need to know about how to be a pharmacy technician. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Pharmacy Tech Love. And if this is your first time to my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and always comment. Okay, let's get right into this video. But first, if you are an aspiring certified pharmacy technician and you're not sure where to begin or where to go to get certified, make sure you look in the comments and also look in the description. I will leave my brand name and I will also leave my page link and also a 5% discount code. If you are serious about becoming a certified pharmacy technician, I have partnered up with a company named Pharmacy Tech Lessons. They have a 95% pass rate and they have a 60-day program. If you would like to check out the CEO of the company, which is Onisha Biggs, she also has a YouTube channel which is called Pharmacy Tech Lessons. If you would like to just click on the link down below just to check out my page link, just because, you definitely can. If you feel like that's something you want to do, you can go ahead and sign up. If you still feel that you have questions, you can email me at pharmacytechlove@gmail.com and I will get back with you as soon as I can. Now this is for certified pharmacy technicians, okay? Now the name of this one, if you have looked at my previous videos, you've probably seen already, I think 2 or 3 certifications. So this is going to be another one that's added to it, okay? This is like a continuation. So this one is called the Hazardous Drug Management Certificate. I'm going to say that one more time. It's called the Hazardous Drug Management Certificate. So we're going to talk about this one, okay? So what this certificate entails is to highlight your commitment to reducing risk through your enhanced knowledge of guidelines and requirements for safely managing hazardous drugs. Okay, so we're going to go right into the intro of this. A lot of people don't like to read a lot of information, so that's kind of the reason why I read it all, because a lot of people like to skim, and this is not the information that you need to skim over. This is information that you need to read the entirety of, okay? All right, so now let's get into the intro. You have the opportunity to advance your career and take on advanced responsibilities with the Hazardous Drug Management Certificate Program. Enhance your knowledge of defined guidelines and requirements for managing hazardous drugs and demonstrate you are prepared to play a vital role in helping to ensure the safety of the facility. Complete the Hazardous Drug Management Certificate to demonstrate your competency in these list of items that I'm going to name, okay? And this is my first time reading this. I haven't read over this prior or anything like that because I wanted to learn it with you, okay? So let's go right into it. Number 1, you're gonna have to features and characteristics of facilities and engineering controls, okay? So this is what you're gonna be competent in. Processes and procedures for cleaning facilities where hazardous drugs are handled. PPE, which is personal protective equipment requirements. Procedures for transporting, receiving, and handling hazardous medications. Dispensing final dosage forms. Federal regulations pertaining to the disposal of hazardous drugs. Okay, let's go into your eligibility requirements. A candidate must hold an active PTCB, Certified Pharmacy Technician Certificate, and complete a PTCB recognized Hazardous Drug Management Education Training Program. Okay. Now, every time you want to sign up for one of these certificates, it's almost like taking a prerequisite to a class. You have to take a training program before you apply for your certificate. Okay, and you will see that link, okay? It'll be highlighted in orange on your phone. Please note that the additional PTCB recognized education training programs for hazardous drug management will be added to the list as they become available. as I always say, it does list a step forward. This is a step forward for you becoming an advanced certified pharmacy technician. But I'm going to make a separate video for that, and I'm going to list all of the certificates that you will need in order to become an advanced certified pharmacy technician, okay? All right, so I'm going to skip that for now because you'll see a later video on that. Let's discuss the exam fee. The cost to apply for the Hazardous Drug Management Certificate is $89. Being an early applicant means you'll save money. You'll save $30 for the first 3 months. So that means you pay $59 when you apply by October the 20th. How to apply and schedule. Log into your PTCB account, which I have. Visit PTCB's Credential Center. That's how you're going to find these credentials. You're going to go into the Credential Center. Just click right on that, okay? That's how you sign up. Well, excuse me, that's how you apply or sign up. Once your application is approved, you will receive an email with your authorization to schedule your exam. The Hazardous Drug Management Certificate exam is administered year-round at more than 1,400 Pearson Professional Centers nationwide, including more than 100 military on-base sites. How to prepare for the exam. Be sure to review the exam blueprint as part of your exam preparations, and I'm going to list the things that are in the blueprint. So this is 22% of the exam, which is the engineering controls. It features and characteristics of facilities and engineering controls that must be maintained within a healthcare environment when receiving and storing hazardous drugs. Features and characteristics of facilities and engineering controls that must be maintained within a healthcare environment when manipulating sterile and non-sterile compounding, packaging, and hazardous drugs. Facility cleaning. This is going to make up 16% of the exam. Processes and procedures for deactivating, decontaminating, cleaning, and disinfecting areas where hazardous drugs are handled. Also, procedures for responding to accidental exposures and spills of hazardous drugs. Okay, 13% of the exam is going to be PPE, which is personal protective equipment. Personal protective equipment requirements when handling hazardous drugs based on the pharmacy activity, which the activities are compounding and receiving. You will also that's part of that is process for disposing personal protective equipment. Okay, 11% of the exam is transport and receiving. Procedures and environmental requirements for transport and receiving hazardous medications. Procedures for handling damaged shipping containers containing hazardous drugs. 16% of the exam will be dispensing final dosage forms. That includes the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, which is NIOSH, criteria for defining hazardous drugs, and tables listing hazardous drugs. The next is containment supplemental engineering control, protective medical devices, and techniques for administering hazardous drugs to patients. The next portion will be administrative. It's going to be 22% of the exam. The first one is federal regulations pertaining to the disposal of hazardous drugs, medical surveillance programs and surface wipe sampling, best practice facility standard operating procedures, which is SOPs, including area specifics SOPs for the handling of hazardous drugs, and then last, hazardous drug training and competency requirements. Okay, all right. How to prepare for the hazardous drug management exam. First question: how do I change my appointment time? Exam appointments must be rescheduled at least one business day before the scheduled appointment by contacting Pearson VUE. Can I withdraw my application? No. Your application for hazardous drug management certificate cannot be withdrawn. How do I submit an emergency withdrawal? We know personal emergencies happen. If an emergency occurs on the day of the exam appointment, you can submit an emergency withdrawal request form. Am I eligible? To be eligible, you must hold an active PTCB certified pharmacy technician certification and complete a PTCB recognized hazardous drug management education training program. Okay. About the exam. The Hazardous Drug Management Certificate exam is a computer-based exam with 65 multiple choice questions. Be prepared to commit 1.5 or 1.5 hours for the exam. You have a 10-minute tutorial and survey and an 80-minute exam. Exam day requirements. Arrive at the designated Pearson VUE Test Center 30 minutes before your appointment. Bring an approved form of identification that matches the name as it appears on your PTCB account. You will not be allowed to take the exam without proper identification. Be sure to review more detail about what to expect and what is required in the candidate handbook, and there is a link for the candidate handbook. Testing accommodations. Candidates who require testing accommodations must request these accommodations during the application process. Accommodations that are reasonable and consistent with the Americans with Disabilities Act will be provided by PTCB at no additional cost to candidates. Candidates who need to bring medical equipment into the testing room need to request an accommodation if the items is not on the list of allowed items. Okay? Now, on the exam day, one question is, what identification do I need? You must present a valid, unexpired, government-issued photo ID. The name must match your ID as on your PTCB account. What are the test center's rules? There are rules about cell phones, calculators, jewelry, and more. Review the Pearson VUE Test Center rules before your exam appointment. And right below that, you can click Learn More, okay? What if I need testing accommodations? And we just discussed that. Testing accommodations must be requested when you apply. Okay. All right, moving right along. Let's discuss scoring. Okay. Exams will be scored in the coming months, and only those who achieve a passing score will earn the Hazardous Drug Management Certificate. Exam results will be available 3 to 4 months following the July 20th launch of this certificate program. Let me just say July 20th of 2020, because or July of 2020, okay? Because, next year I don't want you to be confused thinking July of 2021, July of 20. Because the Hazardous Drug Management Assessment-Based Certificate Program is new, scoring will be delayed. PTCB will apply the same rigorous process to determine the passing score for the Hazardous Drug Management exam after multiple candidates have passed. Okay, let's talk about digital badges. Upon earning your credential, you will receive an email invitation from the Acclaim platform via badge at ptcb.org with instructions for claiming your badge and setting up your account. The digital badge will contain information describing your credential, including how you earn it. You can display the badge in your email signature, electronic files of a resume, and on social media sites like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Let's talk about the certificate itself. Once your official score is available, you can download your certificate through the Acclaim platform. Okay, let's answer a few more questions. Earn your Hazardous Drug Management Certificate. What if I fail my exam? You can retake it once your exam results are available within your PTCB account. How do I receive my certificate? Once you have earned your certificate, you will be awarded a digital badge and you can download a printable copy of your achievement. Okay, when will I get my score, or when will I receive my score? Because and we talked about this, because the Hazardous Drug Management Assessment-Based Certificate Program is new, scoring will be delayed. PTCB will apply the same rigorous process to determine the passing score for the Hazardous Drug Management exam after multiple candidates have passed. Okay, let's talk about renewing this certificate. This certificate program does not require renewal. And this is just the last section where it says documents. Quick access to additional documents you may need during your PTCB Hazardous Drug Management Certificate process. Download the necessary documents and submit the completed form as required. I think that this is great for someone who has or is wanting to take the chemotherapy compounding, or just the chemotherapy certified pharmacy technician exam or course, because you will be dealing with a lot of hazardous drugs if you're dealing with chemotherapy. So I think these two kind of coincide with each other. All right, you guys, like I said, this is public information. You can go to ptcb.org and find this information. If you want to read it along with me, you can just have the video pulled up and also pull the website up, and I will read it for you and you can follow along. All right, you guys have a good evening, and I will see you soon.